Bring us in this time.
All right, what's up, everybody? Elvis Ramos here with Inkcon. We're here at the event, Ontario Convention Center, and we got a couple guests that do some crazy stuff. That we have Mercedes and Sheena.
Yes.
And they just did the suspension performance. I don't know if you guys know what that is. If you don't know what it is, you need to see it in person because video will not do it justice. And we actually want to talk to Sheena as well because she just did her first one. Right?
Yes, she did her first suspension at the first annual Trusted Tattoo Gathering.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So can you walk me through the process of how that works to kind of explain to people? I mean, I have an idea how it works, but
like the technical process,
yeah,
or the
like
mental process. Like
Mercedes, can you put your mic a little bit closer? No, you're good.
Well, I mean, I began facilitating in 1997. I worked with a team in Arizona with Steve Hayworth. They're called Life Suspended. They're still my sister team. And then I moved to San Diego about 12 years ago and started Ethereal Metamorphosis Suspensions because I always wanted my own team, a female-led team, and so I have it now.
That's the name of the team?
Ethereal Metamorphosis Suspensions.
Okay,
wow.
Can you tell I have a humanities degree?
Absolutely.
So I started that, and then, I was already a piercer in 1995, so I already had the experience, and then I was brought in by Steve Hayworth. He started training me, and I just fell in love with it. You know, it's part of this. I've pierced people who are grieving, who are celebrating, who are trying to just overcome a fear. And most people, and I even told her, if you start crying, it's normal, and you'll have a huge smile on your face because we hold so much tension and stress in our backs, and it's so neat to be a part of someone's journey because you'll never forget your first time you go up. And it's a small population on this planet that have the courage to actually go through this because it looks crazy, but if you're mentally, if you're mentally prepared, you can do anything. And we only pierce through the skin. Like, we're not hitting muscles, we're not doing anything dangerous like that, going near arteries. Your skin is the largest and strongest organ on your body. So it can really withstand anything depending on where I put the piercings.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So I've actually been very curious about it, and I've talked to myself wondering, could I do something like that? Is that something that I could do? It's intriguing. I don't know that I could build the courage to do it. I don't know. Is there a weight limit on?
I knew that was going to be this question. I knew that was
because I weigh like
question.
250 pounds.
I have suspended people close to 400 pounds.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
So we have the rigging.
No
I wouldn't
excuse.
do it off our portable rig, but we rig in with like weight-tested bolt blocks. This is rigging equipment that we use, like actual rock climbing equipment that we use. All of the hooks that I put in people are weight-tested. Nothing's going to be bending out. It's all made sure that nothing like that happens. Right, and as my job as a piercer, I put them in places to make sure you're not ripping out because there's certain places, are more delicate.
I was asking more so for like skin strength. Like, have you ever seen the skin
rip
tear
through? Then the facilitator wasn't doing their job.
Okay.
Like, I've never had somebody rip through.
But that's not
since
like
1997.
Oh, but it's happened before.
Yeah, if the person is doing it, who's piercing, and doesn't know what they're doing or where to put them, absolutely.
That's
I don't know if you saw the suspension I did yesterday with my rigger's forearm.
His arm.
No, I missed it.
It was amazing. He's holding his arm like this.
And he had 6 piercings going down the back of his forearm, right? And so you saw me peeking in there.
Yeah.
I'm watching how he's holding. I'm watching the tension. And so I'm right up in there, especially on the delicate ones. So if I pierce
because that's more soft skin, I'd imagine.
Well,
actually
more durable going up towards the elbow.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I've suspended people just from their elbows, their knees, everywhere.
OMG.
So, and like on you, I'd either do 4 or 6 points, and you'd have no problem. You'd swing like she did.
No fucking problem. Let's throw you up there, bud.
Want to do it? It was her first time.
I gotta think about it.
Well, no, here's the thing. I've heard one. This goes back ancient times too. Tribes have done it. It was a big thing, but I heard it's transcendent. I hear when you go up there, it's like it's a religious experience. It's something that like is almost out of body. And now that we're there, since it was your first time, how did that feel for you? Honestly,
freeing, flying. That was great.
Wow, really?
Yes. Just, I think the hardest part is talking yourself out of thinking that your skin's going to tear.
And that's what he's dealing with right now.
Because you feel it. You feel the tension. But once you shift your focus to thinking it's sturdy, I got this. That's why I kind of like put my leg on her leg so that way I could feel like I'm about to just release, like kind of like just go off the diving board.
Wow.
And so when I did that, the tension that I was feeling turned more into like a hug feeling. Like it's not like the tearing like fearing. So I think it's all
or like everything kind of like embraced.
Yes, like I feel embraced. And also I have a really bad neck injury, and it really does wonders.
Really?
Stretching, feeling the weight there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I felt I had my eyes closed a few of the times just because I'm trying to use this also as a healing experience.
Absolutely.
Because I know that it helps.
100%.
Yes, and I actually grew up in Chino.
Wow.
Which is right next to Ontario. My grandma lived here, so
Absolutely.
it was a big kind of
IE local. IE local.
Yeah, IE.
Yeah.
So it's kind of you know, if I live in Phoenix, and Mercedes actually trained me. She was one of my mentors as a piercer.
Oh, very cool.
So that was very special to me to come and have her be the person to facilitate my first experience, because I love her very much, respect her, learned so much from her, and so it's a beautiful bonding moment.
That's awesome.
Cheer up, cut it out.
Yeah, no, I can imagine it just overall being an emotional experience.
It is, yeah.
Now, did you feel like any of your emotional healing? Like, did you feel any of that like lifting off of you as you were doing that, or is it just something that you?
It's different because I know that it's healing in a different way for everyone, but for me, it was just being free. I have nothing else to focus on because I'm held. So, and I'm a dancer too. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to be able to just think of it as a performance for dance, you know, and kind of just feed off of that.
So it kind of puts you into the moment. You're not worried about anything else around you.
I didn't see anybody. I always saw her and when she like tapped on me, and I'm like, okay, but I didn't see anyone. It's just me.
It was just you.
And that's it. And that's what I think is a beautiful aspect of it.
Oh my God, I want to do it now.
You need to. She does it.
I said we do it once a month in San Diego. We're a local team. We are on Instagram, on Facebook.
Yeah.
Hit me up, and I'll put anyone up. You can come and watch. You can come and suspend. And it's as much attention as I gave her is what I give every single person. And I tell them, you know, if you can't make it up this time, there's always next time. It's not about anyone else. It's not about being tough. This is your time. And if it takes you 10, 30 minutes, 4 or 5 times going up, you will get there, and we will be there with you, because that's what we're there for.
Yeah.
Like, I love seeing the freedom that people get to experience from it.
That is amazing.
Beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I've heard that. I've heard that before. I mean, there's a friend of mine. Oh man, I'm sure you know him. He's really into suspension. Oh my God, I can't think of his name right now.
There's a lot of good oldies out there like
yeah.
me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and he's so good. But he was telling me after his child died that he was suspending from like the back of his knees. Mm-hmm. Is that a thing? That is a thing?
Back of the knees?
The back of the knees. Is that a thing?
Maybe the thigh or something.
I've heard calves and things like that. You can hang upside down.
Yeah.
I've never personally pierced behind the kneecap.
Yeah.
I've always I've done knees.
On top. Maybe it was on top.
Because I've never seen it behind. The tissue would be, I think, too delicate.
So it might have been.
The knees,
might have been the knees.
Absolutely, though. Yeah, it's similar to the elbow. It's the tougher tissue. If you go right around the patella, the closer you stick to it, the less tearing you're ever going to have. I've seen many people go.
But I think his thing was that the emotional pain that he was going through, that he was like, I had to do something to just kind of release it. And he said that helped him a lot. And it's really interesting. It's really interesting how physical pain does that. It helps open up those mental blocks. I have a personal client. He's been through a lot, and he'll call me and be like, hey buddy, I need that pain right now. I'm like, all right, what do you want to get? I don't even care, bro. Let's schedule it and figure it out, you know? And he honestly says, he says when I'm tattooing him that he's not thinking about anything. He's just in the zone and doing it. And I think I want to suspend, dude. Yeah. I have to do that.
I would love it. I'd
love
to
man.
facilitate it. And we do private suspension, so if you don't want to be in a public forum, it's easy. Because it is truly about the person and what they're needing to get out of it. And like you said, there used to be rituals where they would pierce through their pectoral muscles and hang with wood and dowel rods and hang until the wood broke so they could become closer to the higher power. It is very spiritual. It is transcendent. It can bring you to another level. And I am such a huge promoter of mental health and people who have mental health issues. It's all chemical imbalances. No one's broken.
True.
No one's, even addiction. You're not broken. We've done bad things. We're not bad people. And so I really love that they're starting to have a focus on mental health, and I know suspension is absolutely one of those safe ways to get there. It really is.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, and talking about, mental health and it being more okay to talk about looking for help and asking for help, because it's something that was kind of almost frowned upon, especially for men. Like you're supposed to just deal with it, just tough it out. You're a guy,
Suck it up, bud.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't cry. Don't make other people feel bad. What's wrong with you? No,
You're absolutely
that.
right.
I have a Mexican mother. All the time
right.
I sold that shit. So I get it.
Yep. So so that kind of just reminds me of because I've done psychedelics like LSD, shrooms, DMT, and there's been a handful of times where there's something that I didn't even realize was holding me down, that was bothering me, and I used it as I knew there was something going on, so I took it as a form of healing, as a form of meditation, and I was able to let some things go. So I can imagine this being a similar experience, because like you were saying, you've just felt free. It's just you and whatever's going on with you, and you're able to kind of just deal with it.
Yeah, all the voices stopped.
Well, and that's the crazy thing.
I love it.
When you're in a situation where like you have control, but you don't have control with the chemicals, with the suspension, like you're kind of forced to open yourselves up and have that release, right? Like I said, that's why a lot of people cry and go through that. And I think it's really beautiful, and I absolutely applaud people being open to trying those different things. I really do. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Just wrap it up real quick.
Huh?
I got to step out real quick. Okay. You guys keep going. Keep doing the thing. I'll be okay. Okay. Tell Doc. He's got it. Doc will get it. Thank you, bro. Okay. Tell my mom I'll be right there. Sorry, my mom's here.
You're fine. My mom's an archaeologist. She used to come and watch some of the performances, and
very good.
And then she would judge me, and I'm like, "How the hell are you judging me? You study this shit. What are you talking about?"
Yeah, you know exactly. Yeah,
you know exactly what I'm doing. She's like, "Have you grown out of it yet?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm 48.
Yeah.
Like this is just kind of it."
Well, but I think
10 more years, Mom.
I think a lot of the things though, like with this modern time and the modern era, I mean, and you take it back to like. Again, this is called a Trusted Tattoo Gathering because we're trying to celebrate local cultures. Like that's the big thing, and a lot of it is because culture itself has been erased for a lot of people, And I think ancient things like suspension, like tattoo, like scarification, these are things that we've done for thousands of years that have gotten a negative connotation over time because it was, satanic or not this or not that, and it's like it took us thousands of years to develop into the people we are, okay? And we don't know how much of a part of that was. So we shouldn't be in such a rush to forget the past and just try to move into let's just do this because we can, Right. And I think I really found a lot of value in what you're doing and what you're talking about. And I hope that people can be a little more open to it. Yeah. Because again, that's what this is about. Like this symbol, and I'm going to talk about this symbol was actually given to me because it was an Aztec swastika. And it was just it was a 4-sided swastika. And I was like, I want that to be our logo. And they're like, oh, we can't use that because
it was bastardized
it's too
by
much.
Someone else.
Exactly. But the thing about it is all cultures from around the world have had swastikas. A swastika is actually a unity of North, East, South, and West. Absolutely. So what happened to it, we've allowed people to take what was good and make it bad. And now everybody's like, it's just bad. It's like, no. Those symbols have power. This symbol, I just added an arm. Yeah. I just added an arm. So now it's 5-sided. And so I say Northeast, Southwest, and above. And that's what that's you know what I'm saying?
I only have 5-pointed stars tattooed on me for the same reason, for the different paths. Exactly. They're all 5-pointed stars.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
But these symbols are powerful, and we have to go back to them, and we can't let people take them from us.
No.
And so that's what this is a celebration of. And even, like I said, trying to sell my team on the idea, and everybody's like, no. But this symbol looks back at you when you look at it. It's so powerful. Like it's said that, and the reason it was chosen by the Nazis or whatever is because it was said in ancient times that if you wore this into battle, you'd be invincible. That's why he chose it. But the thing is, if you come from a place of evil, if you come from a dark place and it's negative, and it's then a symbol of light and love will not work for you, which is why you lost. But if you take this from a place of love and light, you have what we have out here today, which is a positive gathering of all these beautiful people that are from our industry and are locally and they're saying that all the parking lots are full right now and people are parking down the street. Nice. Yeah. It's such a blessing. Yeah, and again, thank you so much for coming out and participating with us. Thank you guys very much.
Like that energy. That's why I keep yelling at the crowd. I'm like, man, give us the positive energy.
Let's go. Let's go.
Huge.
It's huge.
It really is.
It's huge.
If you come to something shitty, whatever. If you come to something with that energy, that's what you're going to get back. 100%. I'm a firm believer in that.
Yeah, 100%.
So,
amen.
Okay, so I'm going to promote it real quick. This is Sheena Stockton.
Please. Put all your socials out there, everything.
So I'm a piercer in Phoenix at Halo Piercing. You can find my Instagram, Piercings by Sheena. And that's me. If you want to get stabbed, I got you.
And I'm Mercedes Lincoln. I run Ethereal Metamorphosis Suspensions. We're on Facebook. My Instagram is Pink Kitty, PINQKITTYY. And so you can, if you write those places, you'll find me.
Awesome. And you guys
so
said
much.
you do the suspension
Monthly,
once a month?
Once a month in San Diego.
Okay.
Yep,
And is that like
it's close to us?
Same time frame every month, or is it kind of just?
I always give at least like 3 weeks or 3.5 weeks in between each. So people, I have regulars, right? So they have time to heal. Yeah.
And they can reach out to you through Instagram to.
So it's
try
through
to
the
get
Pink
that?
Kitty Instagram, and then also like just type in Ethereal Metamorphosis. I'm the only. Well, that's my only team on Facebook with that.
You're gonna find her.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Or Mercedes Lincoln. I'm the only one there too. So.
Okay. Awesome.
Thank you guys so very much again.
So yeah, thank you guys for being here and you know, showing that, giving us a show, you know, but also, you know, sharing your experience with us. We appreciate that.
No, thank you for taking the time with us. I'm glad people ask questions. I'll always answer them.
Yeah, you guys definitely
answered some
should do
questions that
this.
I
You
was
guys
in.
should definitely do this.
Oh, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. My biggest thing I think was the weight issue.
Oh, I got you, man.
You'll be fine, big boy.
I got you. You're itty bitty in comparison to some. Let me tell you.
Yeah, little guy. Relax, little guy. Calm down.
Actually, something I wanted to talk about. I don't know if you guys heard of the Villain Arts. They throw the conventions on the East Coast.
No, I haven't gone over. I haven't been to the East Coast.
So there was a suspension that they did in Baltimore, I believe it was. This was maybe like 5-6 years ago, and I guess they didn't have the right hooks. They might have been like too thin.
They bent out.
Yeah, this girl, she was an experienced. You know, she was been doing that before, and she was swinging like hard. And then on one of the swings up, she just slid off of the hooks and flew forward.
Wow.
So so I can't critique anybody else's work.
Yeah.
The reason there's different types of things we use. So I used hooks on Aaron yesterday on his arm because I knew he wasn't going to be flying around. I used closed equipment called Gilsons on her that make the triangle, so that doesn't happen. Because what can happen is, you can just slide off of the hooks. When I started suspending in the 90s, all we had was hooks, right? And so now we've got all these great, different
Advanced
mechanisms that we can use that stay in. And so it's not really the gauge. The smallest thickness we'll use is like 8 gauge, which is what I use on her.
So it was just that they didn't use the right one for the right person.
If she was going to be that active, I personally would have put in something closed on her. But again, I wasn't there, so I can't critique
sense.
or make,
Or maybe it was her first time and she was like, you know what, I'm feeling this. Let me just start swinging. And
and that happens. And you know what? We're not perfect. Things happen all the time. You know what I mean? Like we're in our profession. Like no matter how long we're doing it, sometimes we're like, So
when someone gets that done, how long is the healing process so they can do it again?
like a month.
A month?
Yeah.
Really?
30
I'm not
days.
going to go. So I don't ever go right back in the same spot because that tissue's now compromised. Right, so I'm going to go either in between or above, so they don't tear up into the old holes. And so that's why you'll see us. We'll have these patterns of holes in our back, because we've done it so much. So she's got her first set, and she'll
Congrats.
Nice. I think we got our next show at 6, and I think I've got something really cool to plan for tonight. And I think Sheena's going to be a trooper and go down for something else. So you guys should check it out.
Sweet.
Killer.
Yeah, I'm
Thank you
definitely
so
gonna try
much.
to be there.
No.
I missed the last two, the one yesterday and the one that you guys just did, because I've been in here doing interviews and stuff.
We have 2 more tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
Epic.
I gotta see one.
Tonight's
You
going to be
got
the biggest one, though.
Yeah.
Just like
6 tonight.
6
Tonight at 6. If you're here,
Eat
do
your
not
nachos
miss.
before.
Eat your nachos.
Yeah, eat your nachos before.
Eat your nachos before, guys.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being
Absolutely.
here.
Thanks again.
Appreciate
Thank
you
you
guys.
very much, Sheena.
So like
Thank you.
Cool. Very nice.
Definitely hit
Thank
me
you.
up.
There's another one. That's a short one. We'll see you guys later. Peace.
Bye.
Very cool. Thank you guys very much.